Hey traders from around the world, it's Friday, which means I'm going to be coming at you with a trade review, looking at a trade that a real life trader has placed. I'm just keeping an eye on Las Vegas Sands right now. Still in it. This is actually my only trade of the day. So far it's going pretty well. This is not too terrible. I think I could have done a little bit better on it, but you know, I can live. I can live with that. Hopefully it rolls down a little bit lower. This is the 5-minute chart right now, but yeah, we'll see if I get trailed out while this is happening right now. Anyway, let me find out where the email is. All right, perfect. So this is a trade setup that Aaron did. He's a coaching student that I've worked with in the past. He said, I would love to hear your thoughts on this trade. Might make a good review. So Aaron, that's what you're getting right now. I traded PM on a Bullish Retest Gap and I made 1.1 Rs. Bought at 76.40 with a stop at 74.66, target of 76.85, and up selling for 1 R and attached is the pick. What's beautiful about this is we had another real life trader in real time take the trade and made money on the bearish side. So let's talk about Phillip Morris because this was a really, really wonderful gap and I'm very happy that you did make money on it, Aaron. First and foremost, Phillip Morris. This is the daily chart we're looking at right here. And you did have a retest gap and it did clear a lot of pivots. So, I mean, it's clearing all of this, right? Everyone who shorted is trapped. But what was interesting is you got to keep in mind, it already had a nice rollover. So this is a retest gap right here, right? It retested once, rolled over, retested a second time, rolled over, making a lower low relative to these candles. So that means that a lot of short sellers were buying to cover and also some people were trying to buy the dip. But long story short, it was a retest gap. The challenge is it was a retest gap on a blue chip stock. Phillip Morris does pay dividends and it was gapping up 7.5%, which is a lot. So big gap up on Phillip Morris, which tells me to be looking to short it. And here was the moving averages on the daily chart. This is the 50 EMA. And I don't really look at the moving averages that frequently. I just kind of was like, I wonder if there's a moving average here. And there was. It was the 50 EMA. So let's talk about how one trader traded it. This was Mussi down there in Orlando, Florida. And he played it with a 3-minute setup that was atrociously perfect. So here's the 3-minute time frame on Phillip Morris. And I think everyone in the world can see exactly how JL played the trade. I'll turn the pre-market on and off, but this is without the pre-market volume on a 3-minute time frame. Tons of buying volume, right? Huge buying volume. It is a retest gap, so one would expect a retest on Phillip Morris, right? A gap up and then a trade lower. A lot of buying on the 3-minute chart, super high wave indecision candle, massive upper shadow, and his entry was here and his stop was right there. That was pretty much it. Now, if I turn on the extended hours, here's the extended hours. What's even better about this extended hours is you had a very, very obvious pre-market resistance. Check out that super obvious pre-market resistance. When the stock broke above their massive upper shadow, this wick was created by a bunch of newbies buying the stock, thinking it was going to run to the moon, buy. You know, and 10 years ago, I would have bought all of the call options right there. And you know, on the breakout, that was just a spot where too many people from previous days were selling it. So they started selling, it dropped lower, and obviously you can see that there was a lot of people trapped. So you can visually visualize that people were buying and they were trapped there on Phillip Morris for the bearish trades. That was what JL played. So JL played it bearish, and then as you can see, Aaron played it bullish. What was beautiful about this is, again, that's the stock market. People can play both sides. So Aaron was playing it as a retest gap, which means he was most likely doing on a 5 or 15-minute chart. Here's the 5-minute time frame without the extended moving averages. And what we did is we traded down bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, bearish candle, lower low. And again, 7 years ago, this is probably where I would have shorted all of the shares and bought all of the puts after 4 giant bearish candles in a row. So right at the end, you can see some people getting trapped. We trade up, we make 2 really nice high wave candles. The 10 EMA is coming in to save us. And the entry for me, looking at this, would have been 75.85 by 74.85. That's how I personally would have played it bullish. And you can see that that trade would have only been subpar and relatively okay. Would have maybe made a quarter of an R on it. So let's go see how my boy Aaron played this trade. So let me pull up this other window. So Aaron got in. Looks like he got in on a pullback. So it looks like he bought it blindly almost. So he bought in at 76.40 with a stop at 74.66. So 76.40. Let me pull up this chart. 76.40. I think he meant 75.40. Yeah, I think that was a typo, which is okay. 75.40. Yep, so pretty much what he did, ladies and gentlemen, is just bought it as it pulled back into the support. So Aaron had a blind buy at 75.40, and you can see that was based off of the pre-market candle. Notice this massive, massive bullish volume candle. So if I turn the pre-market back on, what he did is before the market opened, I'll come over here and just kind of look at it like this. And so you see this blue line that I have on the screen? This was a support of some magnitude on some time frame. So Aaron said, okay, I see a giant hammer candle right here. Big, massive bullish candle. That's where a bunch of stops are going to be. It's a blue chip stock. We're likely going to fade down. So I'm going to buy 75.40 right towards the low with just a randomly placed lower stop, and hopefully it bounces. That's pretty much it. That's how Aaron played it, right? It was a retest gap, and he's like, well, I hope we retest and we bounce. So honestly, man, I have to say, you played that one perfect. You really did. I mean, you had the setup. It was a blue chip. I think we all knew it was going to fade lower, and you allowed that fade to come back into your support. You weren't freaked out, right? Nice little bearish volume coming in. Trades come down to your support. Bam, you get filled, right? Looks a little scary at first, but really pretty far away from your stop. You're still at this point 50 cents away from your stop loss. So you get filled, right? This is where a bunch of people are shorting. But the thing is, this is a pre-market support, right? It bounced here before. This is the candle that's taken out any stops who bought in pre-market, who did not sell up here. Bunch of selling. I like the trade. Well done. Great job, Aaron, and wonderful job, JL. From here, Phillip Morris has retested. White candle gapping up, trading down, and you got two high wave candles in a row. So I'll be watching Phillip Morris actually to break out higher and just kind of see if it does anything exceptionally fantastic or not. I don't know if it will, but it probably won't. I might trade it for just a quick in and out as like a swing trade. It is a blue chip stock. It's going to try, I would assume, to eventually start bouncing at some point, but it's going to chop around here for a little bit. A little bit more bullish than bearish. Maybe a quick in and out could be beneficial on Phillip Morris. I'm going to pop back over to the Las Vegas Sands really quick. So it looks like, again, this was a great trade. I'm just trying my best to hold as long as I can, and it looks like it's about to pop any second. So there's no real moving averages on any specific time frame. I'm going to go look at the 15. Turn the extended hours off. Yeah, it's about to come and get me. About to trail me out. Most likely. I'll leave it there for right now. But again, it'd be a nice win. Won't be too upset about that at all. But, good trade. We took this one as a breakdown, late afternoon breakdown. Well, mid-afternoon breakdown. Not really like late afternoon. But we let it broke down. We shorted the retest, and it just started waterfalling. This was a really good afternoon trade on Las Vegas Sands. And, yeah, got a few of those this week. All right, team, I'm out. Thanks so much for tuning in to your Friday trade review. I will be back on Monday for another stock review. If you have any questions or trade setups or stocks that you want me to review, throw them in the comment section below. Let me know, and I will check them out. You guys rock. Bye.